It's holiday season where everybody is getting busy with shopping and preparations to have a beautiful meal and festive environment.
Look how beautiful. I'm gonna make a nice decoration.
Dessert is an important part of the feast. Some will say it's their most important one. Make sure they leave enough room for the sweet finale. I feel for a dessert that is refreshing, tangy, not too heavy, that carries a natural sweetness, can be served cold or hot with vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, or cheese. Sounds to me like an apple pie. I'm gonna start with making a simple short pastry dough that I will use for the bottom crust and for the top.
I'm gonna start preparing the dough for the apple pie. I'm making a very nice apple pie for the holiday. So I got here flour, butter, eggs, and raw sugar. And I'm going to start. So I'm measuring 3 cups of flour into the bowl. 1, 2, 3. I got my butter, like 200 grams. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of raw sugar. The butter is cold, yeah? It's not frozen, but it's cold. And I'm starting to just mix everything to crumble the butter into the flour. Yeah, this is what I want. So now you still see the big pieces of butter, but very soon it's going to be dissolved into the flour, and then it's gonna look like couscous.
Apple pie has some history. It was brought to the English colonies by the European at the 17th century, who brought clones and seeds from Europe. Apple pie was born only when the new trees grew and bear fruit.
I'm using the Granny Smith. The reason is because, first of all, they're very sour. And because you add all kind of sugar into the cake, so you don't want the apple to be too sweet. So a sour apple will do really good. Okay, check out the dough. You see how it's crumbly now? The color is yellow because of the butter. Now it's time to add my 2 eggs inside. Also a tiny drip of water, like maybe 1 tablespoon. And now I'm mixing it. It's like I want it to stay really crispy, so I want to work it minimum with my hands. I just want to combine it together. And now it's time to put it in the fridge a little bit to get cold.
And while the dough is resting, I'll peel the apples, showing you an easy method for fast, clean dough.
I'm gonna peel the apples now for our apple pie, and I like to do it this way. I'm starting from the top. I'm making a circle, okay? And now I want to go down to another circle. And now it's really easy. Okay, so check it out again. A circle, I'm going down, another circle, and now it's easy. So after I'm done peeling the apples, I want to half each apple, and I want to use this spoon to take the core out and any extra stuff that we don't want in the cake. Yeah.
I say we make a syrup.
I say let's do both.
Okay.
Compost and syrup. Okay, cool.
So you're doing both ends and the center core.
Because the ends, you see, they're also like a little bit hairy, kind of. We don't want those.
See, I don't mind hairy.
I do.
By the 18th century, apple pie became staple food. And as our world hit the 20th century, apple pie became a symbol of American prosperity, carrying national pride.
We have about 10 big apples here. So along with the lemon juice, I'm adding cinnamon. I just love it. So on top of the lemon and the cinnamon, we're gonna sprinkle some sugar. And I think it's enough. And on top of it, 4 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, just plain breadcrumbs. And they're helping, with soaking the liquids that's gonna come out of the apple. That's the way it is. If you want, you can add like a shot of brandy, because brandy and apples goes nice together.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I like it just the way it is. Now, this one is like for one big cake, and when I say big cake, I mean...
Now, she says cake and I say pie.
Yeah, pie, okay. Alrighty, we won't fight. I agree.
No, that's...
I agree. So this is the size of the pan, the cake pan, and I'm just buttering it with the butter papers that I used earlier. And what I do now, I want to cut the dough to half. And half is going to be for the bottom of the pie, and half is going to be for the top. Got some flour here to put on the counter and some of the top. Anyway, so I'm shaping it into a rectangle with my hands first. Why? Because this is tricky. Look, I got this rolling pin as a gift for Thanksgiving. Wow, I like.
So that's black bamboo.
That's a black bamboo, yeah. Rolling pin. Let's see how it works. Starting with this. Again, is to get into a shape of a nice rectangle, and I want it to be equally, equally opened, yeah? I don't want a spot that is too thin and a spot that is too thick. And we're like almost ready. Normally I want to shape it a little bit smaller than the size of the pan, because then it's easy to adjust, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So this is my pan, and the dough, you see it's open, and I'm going to place it. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just adjusting it wherever needed.
Being popular all over the world, European strudel, French upside down, or classic American pie, apple pie is my favorite cake in the whole wide world.
Our crust is ready. Now this is ready to go into the oven for pre-baking of, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes until it's kind of golden brown. So we're gonna make apple pie, and we don't want all the apples to leak to the bottom, yeah? They're gonna release water. So we're taking some breadcrumbs and just sprinkling, and that will absorb any extra, moisture from the apples. Okay, it seems good. Now I have the mixture of the apples. Remember this one, right? And I'm just gonna place it nicely. The apples are flavored, very tasty. sweet and sour. Okay, again, the other half of the dough. First of all, with my hands, I'm shaping the rectangle. And I'm pressing slightly, just rolling it over. Other side now. Got my super knife. See, this is a little bit sticky on this side. This is why it's important to go with the knife, to go through and release it from the surface. I'm gonna cut those strips.
For the learning process.
Don't you like this knife? You're a machete man. So, I didn't hear anything about this knife yet.
Works great on watermelon.
Yeah. So, I want to cover this way. Diagonal. See, I leave space between. Other direction. This. Okay. Now this is gonna go back into the oven, and we're gonna have an amazing, delicious apple pie. There is my cool knife, so I'm just gonna slice it. Check out this nice slice. It's very tasty. It's not too sweet because I used only a few spoons of sugar, if you remember. If you want, you can sprinkle on top powdered sugar, which will make the crust kind of white. I think it's going to be nice. I like it without because I don't want to add just extra sugar, and it's pretty tasty like this. Look what's left, like half a pie.